A lot of people talk about work-life balance, but they don't really know how to implement it.
When you walk into your home at the end of the day, if you have nothing left to give to your spouse or your children, then you've given too much.
Implementing work-life balance is making sure that you are devoting great quality time that you enjoy to the parts of your life that are not work-related.
According to a study by Gallup, prioritizing family is tied directly to higher personal well-being.
And that is work-life balance, when you can disconnect from it and understand that it's going to be just fine when you get back to it. That is where you feel joy in both sides of those atmospheres without feeling guilt.
Your blended family has a 100% chance of success when you do it God's way. We are Blended Kingdom Families, and we want to provide biblical resources to heal and restore families with a message of hope for the next generation.
Hey guys, welcome back to the BKF podcast. We are so excited to be back with you.
Yes.
It has been a long summer break.
Yes.
And it has been incredible for us and our family just to take a breath, take some reflection time, and we're excited to get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we wanted to give a little bit of a life update and just kind of where we've been and what's been going on. For me personally, I've been just head down and really focused in school. So I've been in my graduate program for many years now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, you guys. And I will be graduating in May with my master's in marriage and family therapy to become a licensed marriage therapist. And so that has been super rewarding and fun. I'm like in the process right now where I see I'm counseling clients on a regular basis. And so that's where a lot of my time has been, and just been doing a lot of schoolwork. So it's been a grind for sure.
We stay really busy.
Yeah.
I mean, between school and work and the
boys.
Kiddos, and right in the middle of football season right now, which is basically a 6-day-a-week action plan. We stay really busy, and it's a great season. It's a great season for us. We're really, really enjoying it. Now that we have an adult son, it's kind of a little bit more hands-off in terms of letting him kind of live his life and do his thing and doing great things. So it's been an opportunity for us, and especially as we've taken, kind of the summer to kind of reflect and take a breath, and now we're really back into the grind of it. It's been a good season. We're both, very healthy. Our family is very healthy. I think all of those things have been really great. And it's a good opportunity for us to kind of segue into this first topic that we're going to dive into, which is managing and how to prioritize, your family, your business, your marriage, and all the things that we do. We literally live in the busiest time, really, in recorded history. We function at an extremely high level between the amount of information that we take in, how we budget our time, the amount of things that we accomplish on a daily and weekly basis. It's a good opportunity, and if you're listening in, let's plug in for this, because we know what you want to value, but we're going to talk about how to make sure that we value that.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to balancing your marriage and your family and the business and your businesses, or what your career and what you do, we talk a lot about prioritization, and so I think that's a lot of it. But I think also there's this concept of life balance and what that is and how you're able to prioritize that, because it's like, yes, we want to continue to grow in our relationship with the Lord. So we need to be in the Word, reading our Bible, doing our quiet time, but also, we're praying not just individually, but with our spouse, and, making sure that our spouse's needs are met, and that we're serving one another, and we're taking care of the kids. And then it's like, and we also have to work and provide and, do things that are outside of the home. And so that life balance can get off pretty quick if we're not intentional about it.
And I think the most important thing I would point out too is understand when you're out of balance and when you're in balance. So when you're out of balance, you'll see the signs. Your anxiety level will go up. You're probably a lot more short-tempered. You're finding less enjoyment in the things that you're doing on a daily basis. And these are just kind of signs that, hey, something's not right.
Yeah.
You're off balance. You're not prioritizing things in the correct order. And it's a good opportunity, and communication is something we'll talk about today. It's a good opportunity just to talk to your spouse or even talk to your kids and say, man, I have been really off. And this is why, because we haven't been doing the things that we know we should be doing.
Yeah. And so I think, number one, it's understanding the importance of prioritization and what comes first. We've said this before, but when you walk into your home at the end of the day, if you have nothing left to give to your spouse or your children, then you've given too much to different people, places, and things throughout the day. And so it's again, prioritizing not just your time, but, your mental, emotional, just capacity, physical capacity, and where you're giving that in different places and spaces throughout the day. And I think it comes with setting boundaries between work and family. And this is difficult. I know that when you first started your business, even when we first started the ministry, we learned a lot in that season, and it was not healthy, and we had to go back to the basics, so to speak, and just, hey, what are we doing? What is the goal? Why are we doing this? And we need to have some boundaries put in place.
Yeah, the really the non-negotiables.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things that you kind of look at and go, hey, I have to get these done, and I need to get it done within a certain time frame. But I don't want them to edge into the other areas that are important. And those boundaries can be, a lot of people are really great about, hey, when I leave work, it's gone, and I don't pick it up until morning. Other things that kind of come into play is setting boundaries on, kids' schedule. I mean, I know that's a touchy subject, but, kids can't play 28 sports in a season. It's just, there's too many things that you cannot provide for. But all of these boundaries, and also setting aside those times where it's like, hey, we're going to take a vacation. Hey, we're going to have our date nights. Hey, we're going to make sure that when we eat together as a family with no distractions. These are all great ways that you can set those boundaries and use that time to where it's most effective.
Well, and one of the things that we talk about a lot of, it's the time management and delegation. And we talk about having marriage and business meetings, but also family meetings. And so I think effective time management is one of the key things that you can have to balancing work and family life. And so schedule family time as you would your business meeting. So we talk about doing a business meeting with your spouse. We usually do ours on Sundays because we're gearing up for the week. And our business meeting is going over the kids' schedule, your schedule, my schedule, the ministry schedule. And then we talk about the things for our marriage. When are we going on our next date night? What do we want to do as far as a trip with just the two of us coming up? Things like that. And it's just time to connect. But as our kids have gotten older, it's also there's become opportunity to have family meetings where they get to put their input in and also talk about the things they want to do. Like we talk about, going on different family trips. We have one kid that wants to go gold panning. He loves rocks and being in the dirt. And then we have one kid who loves being at the beach. And so it's like, okay, what are some of these things that we want to do together as a family? And, also, hey, are there little things, throughout the week or things that you want to do or, things that have come up that you want to talk about? And so we start, incorporating those things. And as we have these meetings, we look at, everything as a whole. And it's like, hey, this is important. So we're going to make time for this and everything else can take a backseat and wait.
Yeah, I think that, as the kids are getting older, I think one of the things that kind of strikes me as a parent is understanding that time is very limited. You only get, roughly 18 summers with your kids, 18 Christmases, 18, seasons. And then it's going to be over. So making sure that you understand that there's always going to be time to work. There's always going to be time to scroll social media if that's your thing or whatever that may be. But this time is not, you can't replace it. You can't get it back. So make sure that the intentional quality time, I think, is very important. And I think with kids, we talked about this a lot in marriage, but I want to kind of point to the kids here. I think intentional time with your little kids is so incredibly valuable, whether that is hey, like I know this week I'm going to have lunch with one of our middles a couple of times, and just a special time for us just to sit around and eat some chicken tenders and hang out for 20 minutes, but it means a lot to them.
Yeah.
I wish it meant as much to me as it does to them. And I know that sounds bad, but I look at it and go, hey, I need to do this. They look at this and go, man, I'm so glad he is doing this.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for like bedtime routines. When we're going to bed, it's interesting that the boys will say, hey, can you lay down with me for a few minutes and talk?
Yeah.
And they don't want to talk about anything like life-changing. They just want to have a connection or a conversation with you. And so that may be 3 to 5 minutes of time that means the world to them. And to me, in the larger scheme, it's fine. I can still manage everything, but I want to make sure that we take that moments of time that are very important that they will remember and use them.
Absolutely. According to a study by Gallup, it says that 63% of employees say their work-life balance has a significant effect on their overall happiness and job satisfaction. Prioritizing family is tied directly to higher personal well-being.
Yeah.
And so I think this is just a great reflection of like, hey, if you're prioritizing and you're enjoying your family and you're putting that first, and that is a focus and a foundation in your life, then I think that it's going to overflow into the other areas of your life, which is your work and other relationships outside of the home.
I've heard this quote so many times, and I think it's always very honest. Your work can replace you in a week. So, don't overkill yourself just to make sure that this XYZ work is done. I think, again, I'll go back to it. You can't replace time with your kids. You can't replace the time that you spend with your spouse. So make sure that's a priority, and make sure that you are just carving out that time, because that's really where the work-life balance comes into play. Because a lot of people talk about work-life balance, but they don't really know how to implement it. Implementing work-life balance is making sure that you are devoting great quality time that you enjoy to the parts of your life that are not work-related. And so that you're enjoying that to a level that is equal or higher than your work. And that is work-life balance. When you can disconnect from it and understand that it's going to be just fine when you get back to it. Yeah. That is work-life balance. That is where you feel joy in both sides of those atmospheres without feeling guilt.
What would you say? You're an entrepreneur, so you own your own, businesses, and so that is a lot of weight. And so I know we have a large community here, and so for the people who are like, hey, I own my own business and I have to carry the weight of all this, and there's things that need to get done on the, like how, from your perspective, like how do you navigate that?
Yeah, understand one, there's plenty of time in a day. There's plenty of time. There's more than enough time to do the things that are valuable. So yes, there's plenty of time to work. Yes, there's going to be plenty of time. And I say that in jest. I know that when you're in those moments, you feel like there's not enough time to get it done. The truth of it is there is. You just need to make sure that you are connected to whatever you're doing. So when you're in it, be in it. When you're out of it, be out of it. I think as an entrepreneur or somebody who's, it's not just entrepreneurs, those people who are in sales related positions, people where your revenue is directly tied to your effort, I think that you have to be smart about that. I also will say you have to utilize tools that give you time. So we talk about, delegation, we talk about using, I'm just going off on a tangent here, but using different technology systems that actually give you time. Yeah. So where you want to invest is in the areas that give you time back, because time literally is one of the most important assets that we have. Yeah. We can't recreate it, we can't replace it, and we need to value it.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. Yeah, and I think that it's going to be there tomorrow. I think that's one of the things, like when we started with the ministry, I remember like if I would stay up late, like just trying to get stuff done for the next day. And then this is where I ran into that like work-life balance thing. And I was like, you know what? It will be there tomorrow. And I need my rest, and I'm going to be, an even better person, an even better leader, like if I just leave it here and I can pick it back up tomorrow when I'm refreshed and renewed and rested and have a clear mind. And so those are good points, Scott.
Well, and David Allen has a great quote that says, you can do anything, but you can't do everything.
It's good.
So we've talked about this so many times that one of the most powerful words that you have in your family to affect meaningful change is by saying no to commitments.
Yeah.
And using no as a not as a rejection, but an acceptance of what you need to do.
Yeah.
So when you say no, I can't do this, you're actually saying yes, but I will be able to do this.
Yes.
So Vanessa, talk about why it's so important to say no and what should we be saying no to?
Well, I think John Bevere said this in one of his books. Just because it's a good thing doesn't mean it's a God thing. And so I think we have to get to a place in life where we are discerning about the decisions that we make. And it can even be decisions that are related about serving at church or leading a group. Yes, just because it is a good thing and it is with the church or what, like, did God tell you to do that? Is that what God wants you to do? And it might sound silly, but we do that, again, affects us in the long term. Like we're giving of our time, we're giving of our energy, our mental and emotional capacity. And so is this what God wants me to do in this season? And it's important because if we're relying on our own wisdom and our own knowledge, then we're going to fail.
Yeah.
And we're going to hit burnout and we're going to hit compassion fatigue and we're going to hit these places and seasons where we're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't expect this to happen. Well, it's okay. We were not, necessarily like in God's will, and we're, doing things out of our own strength and not out of his supernatural power or his spirit. And so in his will. And so that's why I think it's important to say no is one, like we want to be in God's will, whatever it is, y'all. And it can be the smallest thing. Yeah. Like we want to be obedient. And God, is this what I need to be doing in this season? Is this something that we need to pick up? Is this something that we need to lay down and steward that well?
Yeah. I would remind everybody, if you're curious about this, grab your phone and look at your schedule. And if it is back to back to back to back meetings, ask yourself what you could have said no to. Because the time is the asset here. So are we using it wisely? And are we accounting for the areas where we need self-care, where we need to be taking care of ourselves? And don't undervalue that. You want to take care of yourself so you can be the best for your family and for your spouse.
Yeah.
So make sure you're taking that time to make sure that I'm taken care of.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So we're coming to the end, and we're going to leave you with a question. So we're going to do a couple of things here toward the end. I'm going to give you a question, and what I'd like you to do is respond in the comments with your answer. It's going to be super easy, but the question is what is one practical change that you can make today to better prioritize your marriage and family over your business or work?
Yeah.
So it's really important that you answer this question in the comments. Your answer is not only going to confirm your own idea, but it's also going to give our listeners better practical advice for how to do that.
I think it's just like a reflection of self of like, oh, hey, like where am I at? Kind of like a barometer check.
Yeah.
So
it's a great way to do that. And it's a great way for us to engage with you. And we want to, especially in this season of podcasting, we're really wanting to engage with the topics that you find extremely important. So when you're doing that, make sure you also take an opportunity to like, share, comment, leave a review on the podcast. We would love to hear from you. We do this for you, and we want your feedback, and we want your ideas on what you'd love for us to talk about next.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us today. We are excited to be back with you. As we look at this season, we're going to dive into so many great topics. It's going to be an incredible, incredible journey. We're excited to do it.
Yes, be blessed in all that you do.
You guys take care.
Hey friends, so glad you were here with us today, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You can find more resources from Blended Kingdom Families at blendedkingdomfamilies.com. Join us again next time as we talk about more blended family topics. Be blessed in all that you do, and remember, nothing will be impossible with God.